Happy Martial Law Day po sa inyong lahat and welcome to One Opinion Livestream. Alright, maraming ganap na naman. Diyos ko, kaliwat karang down to memory lane ng martial law. At syempre, kung may mga kadramahan ang CPP-NPA, mga terorista. Hindi po dapat tayo nagpapatinag. Okay? So, we're going to discuss the first topic, but before that, I just want to invite everyone to please like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click that notification bell upang sa ganun ay ma-notify po kayo kung may mga live stream po tayo at kung may mga bagong video po tayong i-upload sa ating mga social media platform. You can see my social media platform on my here. Oop. Yan. Meron po tayo sa YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today I just created my Vero account. But this Vero is only for all my photos. Kasi medyo mas magandang platform yun when it comes into sharing your photo compare sa Instagram na masyado na magulo. So, pupunta na po tayo sa usapin ng martial law. Not over. Young generation continue to the fight to protect martial law memories. Okay. Sino ba't ang sinatawag nilang kabataan? Of course, ito yung mga anak ng mga aktivistang komunista. Okay? At isa dito ay si Carl Patrick Suyat, 19 years old. Siyang nagpaumpisa ng usapin nitong tinatawag niyang Project Gunita. Okay? Project Gunita. It's a collage of all the propaganda materials ng Partidong Liberal at ng CPP-NPA upang pabagsakin, okay, ang gobyerno ni Marcos at mapuwersa ang gobyerno upang magdeklara ng martial law. As per Ka Eric, okay, Celis, inano nila, prinubok nila ang gobyerno upang sa ganun, okay, mapilitan ang gobyernong pumalag at gumawa sila ng dahilan para pabagsakin ito. Okay? Anong title natin? The CPP-NPA-NDF Playbook of How to Start a Martial Law. I think that's the topic for today. Okay? Pag-usapan natin kung how to start a martial law in a CPP-NPA playbook. Kasi kung makikita po ninyo mga kababayan ko, meron din almost same title. Si Shell Jokno. Okay? Na kung paano raw ginawa ni Marcos ang martial law at paano siya nag-umpisa. Okay? So, sabi nga dito sa Krappler, it's very frustrating yung justice system sa Pilipinas and how for decades ay wala pa rin totoong hustisya sa mga nangyayari during the martial law era. Josiah told Krappler. So, wala kayong tiwala sa gobyerno, wala kayong tiwala sa sistema ng gobyerno. Anong ginawa ninyo for the past 5 decades? 5 decades. Sige nga. 50 years na kayong umaarangkada. Ngayon lang kayo medyo parang tumatagilid kasi ang taong bayan ayaw na kayong suportahan. You terrorize our republic for 50 years. Okay? At yung mga anak ninyo, na instead na turuan ninyong maging patriotic, maging makabayan, tinuturuan ninyong tumuligsa sa gobyerno tulad nitong si Carl. I feel so sorry for Carl kasi hindi siya nabigyan ng pagkakataon. Okay? Hindi siya nabigyan ng pagkakataon alamin ang totoong kwento ng kanilang rebellion. Okay? Activist puts materials on martial law era online. Ito po 'yon. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa iyo. Okay, lahat ng mga propaganda ng dilawang liberal at ng CPP-NPA, okay, na ginamit nila ang media upang sa ganun ay magpalaganap ng takot sa buong Pilipinas, mag-aklas laban sa gobyerno. And this guy, okay, Carl, put all online on a Google Drive. Very modern. Masyadong modern. Alam naman natin, mga kababayan, na ang CPP-NPA, okay, ay naging cohorts nila yung mga negosyanteng nasagasaan ni Marcos noong panahon na yun. And one of those, of course, you know, the ABS-CBN. But before we go to the Proclamation 1081, okay, na natawag natin martial law, we have to go back also down memory lane of how this rebel people, this terrorist group started the martial law and how and why, okay, the government that time forced, okay, yung batas militar. Okay? Let's go to 1960. In 1960, okay, this is the formation of the Muslim independence movement, Muslim secessionist movement in the Philippines. Okay, kung natatanda niyo yung interview ni Bongbong Marcos kay interview ni Tony Gonzaga kay Bongbong Marcos of this force coming from the south, okay, and this force coming from the urban area, urban and Karatig probinsya. This is the one. During 1960, okay, ito yung pagkabuo, okay, ng Muslim secessionist movement in the Philippines. Okay, October 21, 1966, Time Magazine, Greater Manila area become a notorious haven for criminality. So, is it sound familiar? Is it sound familiar, guys? Balik po tayo. Sabi, okay, Manila, our area became a notorious haven for criminality. Ano yun ang mga nababalitaan natin ngayon? Okay? Tulad na sinabi ko ng past live video ko, okay, na maraming nanonood, na yung pagpapalabas ng mga kwentong kriminal at walang peace and order, this is all in their playbook. Napatunayan lang, October 21, 1966. Pinapakalat nila sa international media na ang kriminalidad sa ating bansa, lalo-lalo na sa Maynila, is rampant. Okay? 1968, widespread of Moro rebellion. See? Yung problema sa South area, lumalaki ng lumalaki. So, bilang gobyerno at nakakakita ka ng danger, okay, napapalapit para sa mga karamihang Pilipino, what you will do? Are you going to just say, tulad ng sabi ni Azurin? Okay? Babyhin natin sila. Huwag nating takutin. O, hindi naman kayo tinatakot. Okay lang yan. Gawin nyo lang yan. Nakita niyo yung nakita niyo yung pagkatagpi-tagpi ng kwento noon at ngayon. Kung anong mga nangyayari noong 1960 at mga nangyayari ngayong 2022. Okay. 1969 to 1970, talamak ang pangingidnap at pagpatay ng NPA at nag-umpisa sa radikalisasyon ng estudyante at nagsasagawa ng kaliwat kanang protesta laban sa gobyerno. Again, sounds familiar? Few weeks ago, there is a story telling that talamak ang pangingidnap at pagpatay. Same story happened 1969, okay, to 1970. January 1970, binomba ang Joint U.S. Military Advisory Group headquarters sa Quezon City. May bomba na. So, yung bomba, hindi pa nangyayari ngayon. Pero I'm sure this will happen. I hope not. Please, I hope not. Kasi marami tayong mga kababayan ang masasaktan. Marami tayong mga kababayan ang mawawalan ng buhay. Huwag naman po sana. Okay? Kasi bagkus dun sa mga ginagawa nilang gulo ngayon, si Marcos, pinag-unite niya yung dating magkakalaban sa South. Okay? Yun ang sabi niya sa kanyang talumpati sa UN General Assembly. That he is successfully unite this group, this faction in Mindanao to form a better government there. Okay? So, madalit sabi, kapag ikaw nanggugulo, kung ikaw ay nananakot, hindi na rebellion ang tawag doon. Ang tawag po doon, terorista. So since 1970, terorista na sila. Nothing has changed since 1970, 1960s. January 30, 1970, mahigit 50,000 na manggagawa at mga estudyanteng aktivista ang naimpluwensyahan ng ideolohiyang komunismo. They are ang recruiting ground talaga ng mga teroristang ito ay nag-upgrade na lang sila sa mga indigenous people. Pero ang target talaga nila is youngsters. UP Diliman. At mga school, state universities sa ating bansa. Paano nila ginagawa to? Kung panoorin niyo yung guys, yung may isang video ni I think this is a documentary produced by Robin Padilla. Okay? Doon in-explain kung paano mag-recruit ng mga teroristang to ng ating mga kabataan. Okay? And since 1969 to 1970 January, 50,000, that is a very huge crowd. That is a very huge crowd para i-deploy mo at manggulo sa ating bansa. October 1970, mga kaso ng karahasan sa ilang campus sa Maynila, pagpapasabog ng mga pillbox at sa mga ilang paaralan. See? They will form a rally, then pasasabukan nila sarili nilang rally, magkakagulo. Siyempre, anong makikita ng taong bayan na magulo ang ating bansa? Nagpupunla sila ng takot sa ating mga mamamayan. 1970, December, pinasabog ang 2 Catholic school at 2 government buildings sa Calbayog City, Samar. Okay? And continues. December 11, Teodosio Lasang versus Eduardo M. Garcia. Ito napatunayan sa Supreme Court ng karasang naganap sa bansa ay kagagawan ng komunista na nais agawin ang pamamahala sa bansa. That time, they were being tagged as communists. Now, they're tagged as terrorists. Sa panahon ni Duterte. Okay? Dati, nung umpisa pa lang nila, hindi na natin alam kung ano talagang pinaglalaban nila. Okay? Pinaglalaban nilang ma-take over ang ating bansa. 1970, December 29, sinalakay ng NPA commander na si Victor Corpus ang armory ng PNA. 1971, binombang Constitutional Convention Hall. August 21, 1971, binombang Liberal Party Plaza Miranda. This is the Plaza Miranda bombing. Okay? Ayon kay dating Senator Jupito Salonga, June Alcover, dating NPA officer, at Victor Corpus, dating NPA commander, si Joe Masison ang may pakana. Ang isa sa kanilang leader na si Senador Ninoy Aquino ay wala sa malaking political event na ito ng kanyang partido. Parang ano lang guys, parang teleserye. Okay? Meron silang tinatawag na designated survivor. At ang designated survivor ng mga NPA, si Senador Ninoy Aquino. Because siya lang ang wala nung panahon na yan. Sa nung binombang Liberal Party sa Plaza Miranda. And according to Victor Corpus, okay, at June Alcover, it is the CPP-NPA who did the bombing. Sila ang nagpasabog sa Plaza Miranda. At gusto na nang isisi sa gobyerno to. Kasi that time, okay, medyo pumapalag na si Marcos. At syempre, para talagang, alam mo yon, ma-push si Marcos na kumante, kailangan na gumawa ng ganitong klase ng galawang terorista. Nung same na taon na yon ay magkasunod na pagsabog ng pribado at pampublikong gusali ng Kalakhang, Maynila. Ito ay oil firm ng Maynila na wasa Meralco Congress Building, Comelec Building, Meralco Main Office, Doctors Pharmaceutical Incorporated sa Caloocan. February 1972, pinasabugan ang US Embassy. Pag pinasabugan mo ang US Embassy, aalma siyempre ang Amerika. Because that is their sovereign land. That is their territory. So, kung titignan niyo yung timeline, guys, ginulo nila ang national level. Ngayon, para makakuha sila ng mas simpatsya ng ibang bansa, guguluhin din nila ang mga embassy tulad ng ginawa nila sa US Embassy. March 1972, pinasabugan ang Greater Manila Terminal Food Market. Can you imagine how many people suffered on March 1972 nung pinasabugan nila yung Terminal Food Market? Wow. March 15, 1972, binombang Arca Building. Okay? May 30, 1972, binomba ang Vietnamese Embassy. So kanina, binomba nila US Embassy. Ngayon naman, ang Vietnamese Embassy. Okay? Binomba ang Philippines Orient Airways Board. Muling binomba ang US Embassy. Pangalawang beses na nilang binomba ang US Embassy. June 23, 1972, binomba nila ang Court of Industrial Relations. Binomba ang Philippine Trust Branch Office sa Cubao. Binomba ang PhilAm Building. Bigong pagpapasabog sa Kongreso. They tried to bomb also yung Kongreso. Binomba ang Tabacela Cigarette. 1972, napigilan ng militar ang barkong galing China, MB Karagatan, na mag-supply sana ng mga armas ng NPA na hiningi ni Joe Masison kay Communist Chairman Mao Zedong. Because syempre, sabi ni teroristang Joma, iano namin ng komunista sa Pilipinas. Kailangan namin ng Brad. Kailangan namin ng suporta mo. Baka naman bigyan mo kami ng Pero syempre na-intercept yun ng Pilipinas. Yung MB Karagatan na yan. Makasunod ng pagbobomba sa PLDT, Philippine Sugar Institute. Okay? Binomba ang Department of Social Welfare Building. Okay? Binombang water main ng Aurora Boulevard, bigong pagbabasabog sa Department of Foreign Affairs, binomba ulit ang PhilAm Life, 1972 September 5, binomba ang Joe Department Store sa Carriedo, September 8, binomba ang Manila City Hall, okay? So, from 1969 to 1972, September 18, okay? Wala silang ginawa kundi i-terrorize ang buong bansa by bombing here and there. Ngayon, mga kakamping, yung mga sumusuporta sa CPP-NPA at sa mga sumisigaw dyan ng justice for all those people, okay, na nasagasaan ng martial law, okay, ang kakapal ng apog nyo. Ang sabihin ninyo, nasagasaan ng plano ninyong maging komunista ang bansa dahil sa martial law. At noong September 21, I don't know if really September 21 or September 23, 1972, Ferdinand Marcos issued the Proclamation 1081 declaring imposing martial law in the entire Philippines. Sagad buto. Sagad buto na ang gobyerno at hindi na binigyan ng pagkakataon, okay, na ipagtanggol ang kanyang sarili at napilitan itong magdeklara ng martial law. If your country is in chaos, it is in the Constitution. The martial law in Philippines is constitutional, guys. Kung walang peace and order, uncontrolled, they will declare martial law. And this is for the sake of the Republic. And all those people that against that, ito si Cory, naging presidente. Si Fidel Ramos, naging presidente. Si Noynoy, naging presidente. Tatlong alipores ng CPP-NPA-NDF ang naging presidente. Bakit hindi nyo tinanggal ang martial law sa batas? Kung alam ninyo na ang martial law is kumbaga, nasasagasaan ang inyong karapatan ng kalayaan, bakit hindi ninyo tinanggal sa ating saligang batas ang martial law? And now you guys have the audacity to tell the people na naging biktima kayo ng martial law? There is only one reason why you guys, okay, ay nasagasaan ng martial law, because I am sure 100%, 110 million %, na miyembro kayo ng makakaliwang grupo. Kung sino man ang mga umiiyak dyan na nasagasaan ng martial law ay miyembro ng makakaliwang grupo. Now, let's go dive into that martial law thingy. Okay? It says here, this is the Proclamation 1081 of 1972. This is from the official Gazette of the Malacanang. Okay? It says here, actually saying undertaking waging an armed insurrection and rebellion against the government of the Republic of the Philippines in order to forcibly seize, political and state power in this country, overthrow the duly constituted government, and supplant our existing political, social, economic, and legal order with entirely new one, which is yung paniniwalang komunista, whose system of laws, and whose conception of God and religion, and whose notion of individual rights for family relations, and whose political and social, economic, legal, and moral precept are based on Marxist, Leninist, Maoist teaching and belief. Madalit sabi, okay, gusto nilang ipunla sa Pilipinas ang paniniwalang Marxist, Leninist, and Maoist. This is the core values of China. Okay. Ito yung core values ng China. So, after 333 years, okay, napananakop sa atin ng bansang Spanya, then 45 years by, correct me if I'm wrong, the Japanese and the American people. Now, our own people wants to overthrow the government to put a new system that is only beneficial to CPP-NPA-NDF, ang komunistang teroristang grupo. Okay, let's continue. Sustain and carefully recruiting enlistment a new adherent from among our peasantry, laborers, professionals, intellectual, student, mass media personnel. Because they need the mass media personnel for their propaganda. And until now, they're using the mass media personnel to give us fake news. Okay? We're going to discuss that ang unang fake news ng mga liberal, okay? Mamaya yan. Okay. Yun. To influence and over almost every segment of the level of the society throughout the land. In their case, ceaseless effort to erode and weaken the political, social, economic, legal, and moral foundation of the existing government. So basically, they terrorize the entire nation. They terrorize our people and force the government to declare Proclamation 1081, which is the martial law. Where areas, lawless elements, their cadres and fellow travelers, friends, sympathizers, and supporters have for many years up to present time been mounting sustained a massive destructive propaganda assaults against our duly constituted government. Napakalinaw. Okay? Na kinailangan ng ating bansang protektahan ng ating gobyerno, protektahan ng ating pamahalaan, protektahan ng mga tao sa mga hayop na teroristang komunistang NPA. Kaya nadeklara ang martial law. Never again. Of course, never again to CPP-NPA. Okay? Now, to make it legalized, okay? Supreme Court in this case brought before it Doc GRL blah 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 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 as consequence of the suspensions of the privilege of the writ habeas corpus by me as President of the Philippines, Proclamation 889, dated August 21, 1971, as amended found in truth and in fact that there exists an actual insurrection and rebellion in the country by sizable group of men who have publicly risen in arms to overthrow the government. Here is the Supreme Court said about its decision and promulgated December 11, 1971. So basically, from this until here, ito yung naging desisyon ng Korte Suprema upang gawing constitutional yung pag-suspend ng habeas corpus. Writ habeas corpus. Okay? So, mga kababayan ko, to all my friends that left me because of my political ideology, and to my families who also left me because of my political ideology. Kumusta na? Ito ba ang bansang gusto ninyo? Gusto nyo ng bansang magulo na tulad ng ginagawa ngayon ng mga kalaban ng gobyerno? They are starting again, guys. They are using the same script noong 1960. And it 11, like 15 years after that, the Philippines is in big trouble and chaos. Please, don't do it again. Naintindihan nyo ba? Naintindihan nyo ba? Ngayon, we have the social media platforms to expose this terrorist group. Do it. Let's teach our children what is the implication of the rebellion, of the so-called rebellion. I don't call that rebellion. I call that terrorism. Because rebellion have a cost. They don't have. They want only to terrorize the Philippines for them to control it. And a rebellion, may pinaglalaban na karapatan. Wala sila nun. Ang sinusunod lamang nila is, eto, asan na ba yan? Marxist, Leninist, Maoist teaching and belief. Yan lang ang playbook nila, guys. Yan lang ang sinusundan nila. Okay? Now, ang tanong ko, ang pagdeklara ba ng martial law ni Marcos nung panahon na yon ay kailangan or overkill? Now, tell me. Put in the comment section kung may nanonood man sa akin. Is it overkill or kailangan? Based on those facts that I told you guys a while ago. Yung mga events, series of events na sinabi ko sa inyo. Is it overkill ang martial law? No. For me, no. Kasi kung hindi nilabas ang martial law that time, mas malupit pa ang Pilipinas. Okay? Sa nagiging sitwasyon sa North Korea, nagiging sitwasyon sa China, at nagiging sitwasyon sa Afghanistan. Basically, the Taliban group and the CPP-NPA, they are the same. They want to overthrow the government. It just happened that the Taliban group is nanalo sila at they overthrow the government. At hanggang ngayon, ang CPP-NPA ay pumapalag at marami na rin sa mga kadre nila ang kumakalas. And you people have the audacity to put ng bantayog ng mga bayani. Okay? Ilagay yung mga lecheng teroristang pangalan doon na sila ang nagsakripisyo ng buhay ng martial law. That is all for a show. Kung gusto ninyong magbigay ng talagang bantayog ng bayani, yun yung mga taong nagtanggol sa bansa during that time. Yung mga buhay na nasakripisyo alang-alang sa kalayaan ng Pilipinas against this CPP-NPA-NDF terrorist group. Na until now, we're still fighting. At sana manalo tayo. Pero hanggat may mga sumusuporta sa mga yan, na mga politiko na nagbibigay simpatya sa kanila, mahihirapan tayo. Kaya dapat lang, okay? Dapat lang na kung sino mang politiko ang sumusuporta at lantarang sumusuporta sa CPP-NPA-NDF, the communist terrorist group, we should, alam mo na, wag na natin silang bigyan ng tsansa. Okay? Ay kung magpangalan, pero there is one prominent right now, He's openly supporting the CPP-NPA. And sabi niya, miyembro daw siya ng NDF. Okay? Ay, kung pangalan na alam na niyo na yun. See? Let's move on. Okay. Now, this answers the playbook of this terrorist group. Okay? To how, ano nga ba yun? How to start a martial law. Very clear, guys. Very clear. That's the playbook. Now, let's go back to PBBM speech on UN General Assembly. As per Krappler, Philippines bats for seats in the United Nations Security Council. This is where I am for a year now. Okay. Marcos cited in his speech the success of newly created Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, which is BARM, the results of the years of the negotiations between Philippine government and groups led by more Islamic Liberation Front. So, Marcos, okay, the new Marcos, doing something to prevent once again kung ano man ang pwedeng mangyari sa South Side na nangyari nung panahon ng ano na ang panahon na yon? 1960. He's trying his best to unite the people in South Side. And showing these kinds of decency, even the cadres of the CPP-NPA, they starting to lay down their arms. Because they can feel that if they can feel na kapag hindi sila sumuko, may kalalagyan sila. And the government is not joking this time, guys. Remember that this administration, okay, have the ultra majority control sa Senado at Kongreso. Kung magpasaman sila ng mga batas just to eliminate this CPP-NPA-NDF, they will do it. And no one can stop them. And because of that, they don't have that much of power already. Okay. Ano yung gustong palabasin? Okay. Palabasin ng Rappler dito sa BARM na to. Gusto nila gusto nilang buhayin yung kwento ng Jabida Massacre. Ano nga ba tong Jabida Massacre na to? Let's read this. Jabida was the yellow first big fake news. Malinaw. Big fake news according to whom? Rigoberto Tiglao. It was astonishing, or maybe not considering his yellow mental monoplegia, that Senator Francis Pangilinan, is sparsely attended election and rally 4 days ago, said the killing of our Moro brothers in Jabida Massacre during the Marcos regime is a tragic part of our national narrative that we must never forget. Never forget. Overuse, never forget. Yes, we will not forget what this big yellow fake news have done to Jabida's story. Other than being explainable by intellectual laziness, it is a testament of the phenomenon that fake news, once disseminated by the elites or by the current rulers, takes many, many decades to eradicate. Indeed, as the adage of many versions put in, its a lie travels around the globe while the truth is putting on its shoes. Okay. Jambina Massacre, which a fantasy weaver claimed occurred on March 18, 1968, but which never happened. I have written over 8 columns to prove, without a shadow of doubt, that the Jabida Massacre was a hoax, and nobody, not even the Moro National Liberation Front and Moro Islamic Liberation Front, have questioned my assertion. Look, there's a book called Debunk, Uncovering Hard Truths, Chapter 3, Jabida Hoax. So, madalit sabi mga kababayan ko, because that time, meron tayong tinatawag na reclaim Sabah. Okay? Meron may ganong tayong problema that time. Then, of course, to back up that story, nagpalabas sila ng drama about the Jabida Massacre. Okay? Para makuha ang simpatsya ng Moro Islamic Liberation Front or National Liberation Front. Okay? And as per this article, as per this article, nangyari, binakapan ng Malaysia yung grupo ni Aquino para mag-leak ng information about the Sabah. That's why we did not reclaim the Sabah that time. And nagpalabas sila ng kwento na magkaroon daw ng Jabida Massacre, which is sila rin ang may gawa. See? Malaysian funds. When the yellow exposed Marcos' plan, Sabah First Chief Minister Tun Mustafa was livid. He gave huge finances to MNLF and allowed its member to use Sabah as their refuge and base. See? Not one dead. Yet, after 50 years, not a single casualty of the massacre has been identified. Why? Because it's all a hoax. It's a fake news. Okay? To show to the local community and the international community that we have these kinds of problema. Okay? Gaytong kasahol na problema na pagpatay sa mga kapatid natin Muslim. Even the MNLF and, see, former President Benigno Aquino III very ignorantly claimed that his father, who exposed Jabino massacre on contrary in his speech available online, Aquino very categorically said that he himself interviewed Jolo, the young Muslim who reported to have been killed. There was no massacre at all, he concluded. Tatandaan niyo yung drama din ng mga Aquinong yan dun sa Korean War. Yung para lang magkaroon siya ng ng sabihin na lumaban ako. Alam mo, piningitan yata niya yung ganito niya. Pero somewhere here, para pakita na lumaban siya. Kaya nung panahon pala ng kopong-kopong, nung 1960s, until now, the conveyor of the fake news are the liberals. And they're using the mass media, to promote fake news. Na, syempre, that time kasi, kontrolado pa nila yan. Ngayon, hindi na. Hindi na. Because why? We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have different various of social media platforms para ilabas ang baho ng mga liberal. So, sa madalit sabi mga kababayan ko, ang unang big fake news ay ang Jabida Massacre. You can check it online. You can check it to Manila Times. You can read the book of Rigoberto Tiglao. Okay? It's there. All you have to do is search. Use Google. Okay? Alam naman ninyo gamitin ng Google, guys, 'di ba? Naniniwala nga kayo sa Google Trend. Yes, last night I was actually watching yung mga previous interviews of during the election and after election, and I'm just laughing hard. You know, talagang makatawa na lang wagas. At ang panghuli, okay, again, from the Rapplers, stocks drop, yield rise, investor brace for Fed, other central bank meetings. Ano sinasabi nila? Na bumababa daw ang kalidad ng peso, bumababa daw ang ating merkado because of Marcos, because of what Marcos doing right now. What do you know, guys, what Marcos doing right now? He is basically going outside the country to get investments para mapalakas ang ating ekonomiya. Okay? Kahit na pabagsak ang merkado, globally, by the way, it's a global, not only here. In United States, in Europe, the same scenario. So, dapat isisinyo rin ba kay Marcos yun? Of course not. But syempre, okay, kailangan yung gawin yan. Why? Kasi, kailangan nyo ng media mileage. Kailangan nyong maglabas ng mga ganong klaseng walang kakwentang-kwentang issue upang may mapag-usapan. Okay? What else? Oh! Napanood ko tong video na about RJ, okay? RJ Nieto, Thinking Pinoy. Nung nag-interview siya dun sa rally sa New York ng mga anti-Marcos. I said it anti-Marcos like this. Kasi hindi naman mga Pilipinong doon, mga foreigner. Anong kinalaman nila? Not again, never again to martial law. Never again to martial law. Anong kinalaman ng mga foreigner doon? So, think sa mga dilawan dyan, never again, never forget. Yes, hindi po namin makakalimutan ang kademonyohan, okay, ng CPP-NPA-NDF, ang teroristang komunista, ang kademonyohan ng oposisyon, ang mga yellow tards. Hindi namin makakalimutan yun. Never again, never forget. We will never forget Plaza Miranda bombing. We will never forget Menjola massacre. We will never forget Hacienda Luisita massacre. And we will never forget ang nangyari sa Yolanda. You want me to continue? Yes. Go online. Search. Okay? Hindi talaga namin makakalimutan yun. Hindi namin makakalimutan yun. And because of that, guys, hindi kayo nakapagpanalo ng presidente. Dahil dyan, hindi kayo nakapagpanalo ng presidente. Hindi rin kayo nakapagpanalo ng vice-presidente. At isa lang ang naipasok ninyong senador. See? Now, tell me, yung kwento nyo ba ang makatotohanan o yung kwento ng kabila? Okay? Sabi nga ni Marcos kung sino nagsulat ng kasaysayan, yun yung mga nanalo that time. Which is silang nanalo that time, kaya sinulat nilang kasaysayan na ganun. Okay? Ngayon, tingnan natin ang masasabi ng karamihan. At lalong alam na nila ang nangyari nung panahon na yon at kung bakit nadeklara ang martial law. Of all the videos online, you can watch this video. Okay? my video now, my content now explains why we need martial law that time. Okay? Hanggang dito na lamang po, and thank you very much for watching. Oh my God, ang dami nanonood sa atin. We have 0. We have 0, I can say, viewer. But it's fine. Medyo masakit. Siyempre masakit. Walang nanonood and no one cares. But it's fine. Okay? I don't want to compare myself to those vloggers, okay, na malaki na dyan. And to tell you honestly, I even begging them to promote me, but it's fine. They intend to not to tulungan ako. Siyempre, kakompetensya nila ako. Pero sabi nga nila, unity team, di ba? Okay, hanggang dito na lamang po. Thank you very much for your time. And please don't forget to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share all our videos from Facebook, and yung mga video natin sa YouTube. Okay? And guys, do not skip the ads. If ever you guys gonna watch my video on YouTube, please don't skip the ads. Kahit dun lang medyo mabigyan tayo ng suporta. At pakisabi na rin sa mga kaibigan natin. Please watch One Opinion. I'm trying my best. Okay? To give you topics na sabi natin may kurot at may sustansya. Okay? I'll try my best, guys. Okay? Thank you very much. Sama-sama tayong babangon muli, and please, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Okay? Never again sa mga CPP-NPA-NDF, teroristang komunista, at sa mga salot na liberal. See you again tomorrow.